Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. I've got Sarah back this week from vacation and her birthday, so I'm glad Sarah's here. We're in the office, we're not on location this week, but it's great to be back here on the Mayor's Corner. So happy spring. There's a lot of things going on around the city, so let's just jump right in and talk about a few of them. So I know State Street has been a mess the last couple of weeks, all right? There's just no other way to say it, all right? We've got National Grid trying to finish up work. We've got Verizon doing some work, while National Grid's doing some work. So again, I apologize. It's been tough getting through, one of our major routes in downtown, but I assure you the work is finishing up, and in the next couple of weeks, we should be back to normal. We're not going to be able to pave those areas that they've worked on right away. Again, we're going to try to get through the season, but as soon as they're done, and then we're going to have the DPS crew start working on the parklets. So again, you're going to see parklets on Pleasant Street first, and then we'll move to State Street after that. But we just need this work to finish up. So the work should be finishing in the next couple of weeks. So we are on schedule, and the parklets should be ready to go by May 1st. At least that's the plan. What else is going on? Big news. The dredge is complete. I actually got to go out to the dredge this week, all right? The big boat, the Delaware, the big ship, the Delaware, the dredge ship. It was really cool, and just a hats off to the Army Corps of Engineers and Norfolk Dredging. What a professional organization Norfolk Dredging has been. They took us all through the boat, explained all the different pieces of the machinery. It was really fascinating, and the work that they were able to do in just a short period of time is really incredible. So if you haven't seen it, please go online. Again, we're going to show some pictures, but they were able to add in under 2 weeks, right? So we're talking almost, I think, only 8 days of straight dredging. They were able to add 400 feet of beachfront back to Reservation Terrace, which is just crazy. And we were a little bit nervous because we weren't sure how much sand we were going to get. The numbers had varied a little bit, and so we were worried if it was going to get down to 75th or even 77th Street. And I'm here to tell you that it did. We were able to go all the way down to 77th. So I've heard from so many residents down in Plum Islands that they're so thankful that we were able to get this job done. So 400 feet of beachfront, and then so it was a little less sand. So we were saying like 230,000 cubic yards of sand. And so this part of the dredge was about 185,000. So again, we got less sand, but we were still able to cover the area that we needed to cover. And again, this was about the navigation channel. So they were able to do the work in the navigation channel and that little side dredge project that we had with the town of Salisbury. So again, hats off to Norfolk Dredging and the Army Corps for getting this dredge complete. So to kind of kick off the end of this, I was at a meeting yesterday with a lot of stakeholders here in the region, along with Senator Tarr. We had a meeting out at the Army Corps of Engineer offices in Concord, Massachusetts. And this was really to kind of wrap up the dredge and then talk about this next step, right? This study that's going to be done to talk about the jetty and what needs to be done there, whether it's a weir or adjusting the spur. There's a couple different things that they're looking at, but that $240,000 that we received from Senator Markey and Senator Warren's office, we're going to be able to jump right into that study. And they're going to be able to use a DCR report from a few years ago and some other reports. So they actually have a little bit of a head start. We were worried about them having to do additional reports, but they're going to be able to use a lot of that information. So we got some good news yesterday, but it's definitely something that we're going to have to work collectively as a region to keep them on task as far as the work that needs to be done out there. Because otherwise, another 3 or 4 years, we're going to be saying, remember all that sand we had on Reservation Terrace? It's going to be gone again. So again, we're going to keep working on this. We're going to be diligent, and I just want to say thank you again to Senator Tarr for being a great partner in all of this. He's just such a resource, and again, we had a very productive meeting yesterday with the Army Corps. So we're finishing up budget meetings, okay? So we have our last budget meeting today with the department, and it's Newburyport Youth Services. So Andy Egmont, we saved the best for last. Just kidding, they're all great departments here in Newburyport. But we have NYS today, and so then we're going to start putting that draft together of the budget, okay? So just again, a reminder of the timeline. We will work on formulating the budget here at City Hall for the rest of this month. The school department is still working on their part of the budget. Again, as everyone knows, schools are a huge part of the budget here in Newburyport. It's about 60% of the budget is our schools. So they work through their process, and then the school committee votes. And then when school committee votes on their budget, that gets sent to me in the mayor's office. And I've mentioned this before. I will not take a vote on the school committee part of the budget. It comes to me anyway, so I really don't see the need for me to vote. I want them to feel comfortable with what Superintendent Gallagher has put together, and then I will try to incorporate that the best I can into my budget. I still think the school budget's probably a little high right now. I think Superintendent Gallagher's done an incredible job, so we will see. It's at the very end of April. We'll see at their last meeting, I believe it's the 27th, the final version of his budget, and that's what we'll vote on. But we had a great meeting the other night. We had a budget hearing, but no one came to speak at it. But I think Sean did a great job presenting what he has so far. So we're going to work on that, and then we'll incorporate that into the budget that we've started to put together. So I'll work closely with my staff here in the mayor's office and also in the finance department in putting together a budget that helps move Newburyport forward in a lot of different departments this year, and it moves a lot of different initiatives forward. And at the same time, we're going to be looking at that capital improvement plan. And again, we're going to be looking to, we're going to make some IT investments this year that are going to be really important for the city. And we're also going to continue on some of the design process on some of our big water protection projects, all right, securing our water supply. A lot of those projects need to be moved forward in the design phase. So we're going to try to advocate for funds for those as well. So this is all, we're going to be working with City Council on this. So once we submit the budget to City Council, they'll get at their first meeting in May, and then the Budget and Finance Chair will start setting up budget hearings for the whole month of May. And again, these budget hearings will last a little bit longer this year because they will be doing budget and CIP at the same time. But I think it's going to be a great process. It's going to be great for the department heads to just only have to go in front of them once. And hopefully we have a nice, smooth budget process. And again, this is my second time doing it, so I should be getting better at this, right? So I'm excited because I think this could be a tough year in a lot of cases, but I do think we're going to be able to put a really strategic budget together that's going to move a lot of things forward. So I'm excited about that. What else is going on? Clean Sweep is this weekend. So Saturday, this is a great event. It's put on by the Port Parks Alliance. So this is their first time taking charge of Clean Sweep. A Clean Sweep is when we ask volunteers to come out, and we usually meet at Cashman Park, but you can really go out to any park in the city and just show up like willing to volunteer your time and help get our parks ready for the spring. In the past, I usually bounce around a little bit. Sometimes I go down to Perkins to start, and I work my way across the city, but I'm excited for it. It's a little earlier this year than usual, so hopefully we get a little bit some decent weather, but I'm sure there's plenty of raking and weeding and trash pickup that needs to happen at all of our parks. So if you've got some time, and again, I know soccer's starting this weekend too. Ruby's got 2 games on Saturday, my Ollie's got 1 game, and then we've got, then we have Easter on Sunday. But I know it's a busy weekend, but if you can give me a few minutes of time in the parks, it's a great way to give back to your community. So I'm looking forward to Clean Sweep on Saturday. The docks are going in. So the docks are going in on the Cashman Park docks went in this week. And Paul Hogg tells me, our Harbor Master Paul Hogg tells me that the docks down on the Central Waterfront will be going in on Monday. So that's exciting. Talk about the sign of spring. It's almost like the Red Sox trailer leaving for spring training. That kind of tells you spring is coming. When the docks go in at Newburyport, you know spring has arrived, and we're almost at another really busy boating season. So hats off to the Harbor Master and his crew for getting that going, and we're looking forward to another great year on the river. Street paving is going to start on Tuesday. So the street plan is going to hopefully get approved on Monday that we sent in. Again, they don't vote on the plan, but they approve of the communication that we sent into them outlining what we're going to do this year for our street paving plan. We're working with DNR as our contractor for street paving. We're working still with Allied, even though we're about to go out to bid. Allied does our sidewalks, but we're about to go out to bid for sidewalks at the end of this month. But we've already got work going on around the city as far as sidewalks, and then the paving starts on Tuesday, so that's exciting. And we're going to do over 4 miles worth of paving this year in wards 2, 4, and 6. So we're excited about that. Year 2 of my paving plan, but again, this is going to be a rolling plan. So each year we're going to have a really strategic plan of how we make our streets and sidewalks even better here in Newburyport. And then just some fun things that are happening around the city. Fiddler on the Roof is still going on up at NHS. I haven't bought my tickets yet. I'm either going to go Friday, Saturday, or the Sunday matinee at 2, Easter Sunday. So I'm looking forward to that. I've heard so many good reviews of Fiddler already. And so this is going to be a big family event for us. All 5 of us are going to go. So we're going to sneak in Friday or Saturday. But if you haven't gone yet and you're looking for something to do, go check out our awesome, talented NHS students in Fiddler on the Roof up at the high school. We closed off toilet paper drive with the Community Service of Newburyport, so thank you again, Community Service of Newburyport. And now we're doing Mission Socks here at City Hall, but also around all of our other city buildings. You're going to see these socks boxes, right, which is really clever. Socks boxes. So we have a couple here at City Hall. And these were two kids, I mentioned this last week, but two kids up at the middle school wanted to start this campaign, and they just think everyone deserves a clean, new pair of socks. And so if you want to go out and buy a pair of socks, it can be any color, any design, super soft or just athletic socks, bring them down to City Hall or one of the schools or the library or the senior center and put them in the socks box, and that's going to be going on the whole month of April. And lastly, there's just, the Forever Green campaign is still going on. I did a Mayor's Corner about that a few weeks ago. The windows for change are starting to pop up in businesses around downtown. So go to the chamber. They actually have maps that you can go and you can follow around and see all the windows of change. I know the Paddle Inn has a great one by a second grade class from the Bresnahan that's already up. But they're in all sorts of businesses in the Tannery and downtown. But it's the Windows for Change, and it's part of that Forever Green, which is that campaign we're doing alongside the chamber. So check that out. And stay tuned for some information about Earth Day, April 22nd. Kind of a big day in my house. We're going to have an event down at Market Square, so we're still kind of putting it together. But it's all going to be about what can you do right now to help around environmental issues here in Newburyport. So we're going to have it's going to be kind of an information with residents. There'll be tables set up down Market Square, and you can be able to get information from Mass Save or composting or solar, recycling, all things that we can just do as just average regular citizens here in Newburyport. What can we do to make a difference right now? And so we're going to pick those 8 things, and we'll go into that a little bit more as we get closer to the 22nd. But we're excited for that. And that's my Mayor's Corner this week. We just got a lot of great things going on around the city. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. I want to say happy Passover to all those that celebrate out there. We should be doing some Passover things at my house tonight. We've got Easter on Sunday. We're looking forward to having brunches with my wife's side of the family, my parents, for dinner later in the day. And again, the weather's just getting better each and every day here in Newburyport. Spring is here. Get out there and enjoy it. And I will see you next time on the Mayor's Corner.